All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until probably around 4:30 maybe 4:30. But I'm here. And that's really what's important, right? It's been a minute. I know. I got stuff going on. I almost didn't make it today. And like I said, I had to leave a little early. But I'm here. So let's not dwell on that. Let's just move forward. As usual, I ask you to come on in, say hello to me. Come on in, say hello to me when you get a minute. Let's see, we got Robert Willis. Robert Willis in the house. Good afternoon, Robert. Good afternoon, Robert. Um, Hold on, let me do this over here. All right. Oh, we'll move that like that. I'm sorry, y'all. Got a little bit of stuff going on here. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. I promise y'all. I'm trying to fix some stuff here. Like I said, I almost didn't make it today, but I'm here. But I'm here. Oh, okay. We go there. Hold on, you. No, I don't want you there. I guess we'll go there. All right. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to shut everything down earlier. When I shut everything down, if I don't get here in enough time to get all my settings right, which they're still not right, as you can tell. But but again, I'm here, and that's what's important. That's what's important. Robert Willis in the house. P. Copenhaver. Good afternoon. Got Pamela Kinney here. Good afternoon, Pamela. North Avondale. Uh, Representing Mount Airy. Dwayne. I got to go get my eyes checked. I think my arms are finally not long enough to. I got to go get my eyes checked. If I lean back, I can see that, Dwayne. Good afternoon. Got David in the house. Good afternoon, David. Representing Gulf Manor. We got Audrey. Audrey. See, the light is really too bright. I need to turn that light down. That's what happened. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Hold on. That helps. That's so much better. Andrea. Andrea. Good afternoon. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. My light was a little. Some stuff happened. Don't worry about it. Sierra. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Representing Boston. Got Sabrina. Sabrina in the house. Representing North College Hill. Oh, Kush. My man Kush. All right. Kush in here. Evanston. Evanston checking in. Got Erica from Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Got Blade. Blade. All right. Good afternoon, Blade. Got Regina. Regina. Good afternoon. My OSHA, glad you didn't come on yesterday because I had to go to the into the office. I told everybody if the damn job is what the hell or WFH, I don't know what that means. Then why am I on here? Yes, I'm still mad. I don't even know what that meant. But good afternoon. Right now, I don't know what that means. Rich people ranting about having to go to work. Don't move me. Um, David wants to know, is the phone line working? Thank you, David, for reminding me of that. Let me pull up the phones. Let me pull up the phones. Pull up the phones. Come on. Hold on, it's coming. All right. So the phone lines are there, and they should be working. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, they're there, and they should be working. Thank you, David, for checking me out or for checking with me on that one. DeAndre, good afternoon, or hola, hola. Uh, Daryl Carpenter says Robin is back. Did you and Blade clean up the streets the past couple days? I don't know what that means either. I don't know what that means either. Y'all talking in code. I missed whatever wherever the decoder is. I missed it. So I don't know what that means. But good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sean in the house. Good afternoon, Sean. Carolyn. Carolyn says, well, look who showed up. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Carolyn. We not dwelling on the past, all right? We not dwelling on the past. McConnell. McConnell in the house. He said, what's up? Good afternoon. You got the smooth baby face going on. Yeah, I'll tell you about it in a minute. But yeah, I had to, yeah. But good afternoon. Valerie Davis says, great day, people. West Side. All right. West Side in the house. Steban. Good afternoon from Westwood. More West Side. Ron says, what's up? What's up, Ron? Andrea says WFH is work from home. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Sorry, I didn't know. I need a clapper. But no, I have on the lights. I use a diffuser, and I had to take the diffuser off for some other reason. It's not all that important, and that was it. Ross says, good afternoon, or greetings, Emanuel and experimenters. Good greetings, Ross. Tria, checking us out from Columbia Township. Can't beat that. Mary Birch says, chats would be nice. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I'll be forgetting. I forget. LaDonna. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Valerie say, where your damn mustache at? I will talk about it in a minute. Yeah, I had to cut it off. Regina said, oh yeah, I thought something was going on with your face. Diane, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Glad to see you too. And Stephanie in the house. All right, first I'll start off with, I guess, what the obvious is. The face. When I was in Florida a few weeks ago, I used Magic Shave. And it did a decent job, but not like Magic Shave used to do me. And then, one of the things that it does is it kind of just burns the hair off. And when my hair was growing back, it was way too, I'm gonna say, brittle. Like, look, I know when it start growing in, you got the little stubble, but the little stubble is not typically as brittle as it was this time around. And I had cut it down a couple times, but not. So either way, it was just too brittle, and it was messing me up. I got a few little, you probably can't tell, but some razor bumps and whatnot, and it was starting to get a little out of hand. So I said, I just cut it all off and and I'll do that. So that was what I did. I feel much better. I feel much better. And, some of that stuff is clearing up. Some of that stuff is clearing up. I know sometimes, people, oh, you don't shave and you don't this and you don't that. But y'all don't understand. Even just taking my clippers and cutting it down this low could mess my skin up. Like, I have bumps all over the place. And it is horrible. Y'all, if you're not a man with sensitive, I don't even know that it's sensitive skin, but whatever, might be sensitive skin, the hair grows too curly, whatever. If you don't understand, you don't understand. And so, yeah, I would let it grow. I that's why, sometimes it just look like it look, because it ain't worth the trouble. It ain't worth the pain. It ain't worth the, lack of comfort. So yeah, y'all, you have to understand. You have to understand. And then, everybody got a ridiculous, nonsensical solution. So men in particular, but I guess women too, if you get razor bumps, maybe it's because you don't drink enough water. So that's it. Dwayne, you don't drink enough water. You don't drink enough water, apparently. That's the answer. All these other solutions, and we never knew that all we had to do was drink water. Come on. It ain't drink more water. But if you don't have that issue, or maybe drinking more water worked for you, so you think it's going to work for everybody. I appreciate you trying to be helpful. I appreciate you trying to be healthy. It's because of acidity in your system. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. All right. Valerie says, don't go to prison with that mouth. Huh? I don't know what that means. But apparently, drink water, and if everybody drank water, razor bumps would go away. All right. Right, LaDonna. Everybody's a doctor. Everybody's got the magic solution. And who knew that it was as simple as drink water? Who knew? And then, let's see. I haven't been on since at all this week. So let's start with the most obvious thing. Israel, Hamas, the war that's going on. Here is my simple take on it. I don't know. I don't know who right. I don't know who wrong. I don't know who's doing what. I know what we see. And see, this is the part where I maybe am a little different from a lot of other people that you're going to hear. I genuinely don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I'm not one of those who going to be like, oh, there are terrorists over there and they're cutting off baby heads. I don't know what's going on. I can tell you I haven't turned on the TV and saw no baby heads cut off, but that don't mean it didn't happen. But just because somebody said it happened don't mean that it did. I don't know. You ever watch the news? I was watching this thing. This is an analogy, so some of y'all just gonna go over y'all head. Forgive me. I was watching this thing. It was a top 10 countdown. And it was the top 10 shocking moments in courtrooms. And they had Judge Tracy Hunter on there, when they drug her out of the courtroom. And they gave a story that was super one-sided. It was like, Judge Tracy Hunter, this Cincinnati, Ohio judge got herself on the wrong side of the law. See, this judge had, and then she had a brother, and she gave her brother secrets that got her in trouble. And she said that she didn't do it, but everyone testified. Like, they gave this whole story of the Judge Tracy Hunter trial. And then when the sentence was read, she tried to run out of the courtroom, and the bailiff had to grab her and drag her back. And I'm like, that's not what happened. I mean, I guess that's a version of what happened, but that's not. We were here. We saw what actually happened. Some of us understand that there was some railroading going on. We understand that a lot of that stuff that they claimed was never proven. We understand that the jury was stacked. We understand that there was so much that went into it. But if you're on the outside and you looking in, you can infer anything you want. And you can take, what they say, like the 35,000 foot view of it, and see what you want to see. And so that's the story as it went out over that particular top 10 countdown. Which is, we all know, well, we don't all know that, but a lot of us know and understand, man, even if what they said was true, it's a lot more nuanced than that. It's a lot more nuanced. They didn't talk about how she got in that situation. They didn't talk about how she ran and the Democratic Party didn't back her. They didn't talk about that. They didn't talk about how she won, but then had to fight to have her votes counted. They didn't talk about that. They didn't talk about how while she was fighting to have her votes counted, they put another judge in. They didn't talk about how her digs was the worst digs in the courthouse, apparently. They didn't talk. So there's so much that went into it, leading up to it. And they definitely didn't talk about any of the good stuff that she did. So I'm saying all of that to kind of compare it with what we see from Cincinnati, Ohio, or from the United States of America, watching TV, reading news that we get. They can make it look like anything. Am I saying that Hamas ain't doing bad stuff? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that Hamas are freedom fighters? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that, man, Israel treats Palestinians like horribly and they have to fight and they just tired and they don't want to take it anymore? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't know because I'm not there. I don't live it. I don't see it every day. I don't see it every day. And so, again, the story that we get is the story that we get. The story that we get is the story that we get. I don't always buy that story. And even if I do buy that story, I understand that that story is only a part of the whole story. Have you ever, honestly, have you ever tried to tell somebody, even a simple story? Have you ever tried to tell somebody a simple story and tried to give all perspectives on it? A simple story and tried to give all perspectives on it? It's damn near impossible. Because you can't, like, you talking about it and then you trying to express what you were thinking as things were going along. And you're trying to express what was going on around you while things was going on. And then you're guessing about what the other person was thinking while things were going on and how they were dealing with what was going on around them while things were going on. And I mean, like a simple story. And I was at the restaurant and I was trying to order this, and the lady was hearing this, and this person was saying that, and you try to, and you got to be there. You have to have been there to really get a full grasp of everything that was going on. I understand, the Jewish community. And look, I got no hatred towards the Jewish community whatsoever. And to my knowledge, ain't no Jewish person ever did nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I ever got into a fight with a Jewish person. And they ain't called my mama out of her name or not. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. But I can't just take the Jewish side because I'm in America, and in America, that's what we do. So I don't know. And then when you look at it, it's such a convoluted, no matter who's explaining it. You ever read something on, trying to get a rich, full understanding of this whole Jewish Palestine or Israel Palestine, understanding why the Gaza Strip and the West Bank and all that stuff have all of these problems and all of the countries around them? You ever really tried to get a deep understanding? It is so much going on and it's so confusing. And I'm like, I don't know who right. I don't know who wrong. I mean, it's easy. Oh, we're a Christian nation, and we stand with Israel, which is Jewish, not Christian, but Christianity kind of sprung out of Judaism. And so it's saying in the Bible something about Israel, and so we support Israel. That's a lot of what I see going on. And of course, and this is especially now, I get in trouble for this. So if y'all don't see me for the next few weeks, they probably booted my show. I might use that as an excuse to not be here for the next few weeks. No, I'm just playing. But it's America. For real, the Jewish community got a lot of pull here in America. You can't say nothing bad about Jewish people. Hell, you can't even post a link to a movie about Jewish people unless it's like Schindler's List. You know what I'm saying? You post a link to a movie that a Jewish person says is anti-Semitic, bam, you out of there. You out of there. But y'all say what y'all want to say. Jews run this country. Jewish people run this country. And I don't mean like Lieberman, Jewish run this country in that way. I mean, financially. Just, can we be honest? Can we be honest? They had a lot of influence in a lot of different areas. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but it is. And when I say it is, I mean it's factual. It just is. So, of course, the slant that we get here in America is going to be heavily slanted towards the Jewish people, Israel, being the victim, and Palestine being horrible, evil, monstrous terrorists, and, all of that kind of stuff. That's what it's going to be. That's the slant that we're going to get. And again, that does not mean that it's not true. I just don't know. So I'm not picking a side. Some of the stuff I read, I'll be like, how could them damn Jewish people do that to people? That's horrible. What they say, over there, parts of Palestine, they kind of label it as an open air prison. You can't cross the border. You can't leave. And you can't come home if you got out. You can't get in or out. They don't have good water. They don't have good food, good housing, none of that kind of stuff. They say it's like an open air prison. It's horrible. That's what they say. And that's not good. If it's true, that's not good. They say the Jewish Israel, the Israeli army, goes over there and does whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it. Some of the stuff that I read, it says that. They go over there, they kill people, they torture people, they capture people. Some of the stuff I read says that. I don't know if it's true. But they say these people's over there capturing babies and beheading them. I don't know what the benefit of that would be. I can't say it's not true. That kind of though rings of like a little embellishment. It might be true. It might be 100% true. But it feels embellished a little. I mean, when you think about it, everybody know you want to pull on people's heartstrings. You talk about children, you talk about women, you talk about puppies. You know, everybody knows that. So if you want a group to automatically be evil, you say they harming babies. And then everybody looking at them like, oh, what harming babies? Those monsters. They rushed into a concert, beheaded babies, and raped women. At a concert? They did this at a concert? Why were the babies at the concert? Who brings a baby to a concert? They rushed a concert. They beheaded babies, and they raped women. I read that, for real. I'm like, yeah, sure, y'all not upselling it a little bit. They went in there, maybe they was butchering people. But who takes babies to see Bruno Mars? You know what I'm saying? Like baby. Like, yeah. It's Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Yeah, you know, who does that? Nobody does that. Like but it might have happened. Maybe that's how they get down over there. I don't know. So I'm just kind of I'm sitting back, and I'm waiting. Not that I have any say over anything that's gonna happen. I don't have any say over anything that's gonna happen. They gonna do what they gonna do. But I'm not jumping on nobody's side. I'm not calling anybody terrorists and all that kind of stuff. Jeffrey says Hamas are holding the hostages. They might be. But let me ask this. If Israel has captured some Palestinian people, let me ask, what's the difference in a war between a hostage and a POW? I'm asking the question. Because it feels to me like the difference is what you choose to call them. I think the POWs want to go home. But the people who captured them is like, no, you can't go home. We in a war. Right? We're holding you hostage. You're our captors or our hostages. Okay, Hamas got some people. They captured them. Are they prisoners of war or are they hostages? We're in a war. We captured you. You're our prisoner. Oh, no, it's a hostage. What is the difference? What makes the difference? So that's where I am on it. I don't know. So I ain't got nothing deeper than that for y'all. I apologize. But I'm not buying into making one side evil. You know what I'm saying? That's Hollywood stuff. That's Hollywood stuff. You know, in Hollywood, you got to have a protagonist and you have to have an antagonist. And, you know what I'm saying? You got act one, you got act two, you got act three. So somebody started some bad stuff. The antagonist did some bad stuff to the protagonist, and you know, stuff go on. And then eventually, it looks like the antagonist is gonna win. He's got the upper hand, and then things turn around. And at the end of the movie, the protagonist comes out on top, at least to a certain degree. Of course, unless it's act two in a trilogy, and then you know, at the second movie, typically the antagonist gets the upper hand at the end, so you know there's going to be a third movie so that the protagonist can eventually win. But this is real life. Bombs blowing up, people dying, and they want me to pick a side in a story that I don't know anything about. I'll watch. I'll see. I believe in prayer. I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for little babies. I'm praying for women. I'm praying for children. I'm praying for innocent civilians. I'm praying for soldiers. I'm praying for the governments. I'm praying for everyone involved. Praying that this thing ends quickly. And with as few lives lost as possible. I tell you, you raise my eyebrows. I can raise them. No Botox. You raise my eyebrows when you go talking about they're so evil, they're cutting heads off of little babies. Next story, they went through Israel and gathered up all the puppies. They cut off all of their heads. Oh, that's so horrible. In the eyes of the angels. You know, it's going to be, everybody going to hate them. I don't know. So that's where I am on that. 513-717 5464 513-717 King. That's the number to get on board if you want to share your thoughts. It's complicated. And I have no answers. I did hear the Jewish guy who came on the Lincoln Ware show. And I'm sorry, he gave a side of a story. We all know there are multiple sides to any story. I'm not mad at him for giving his side of a story. I'm not mad at him. I think Stephanie wrote a lot. And usually when somebody writes a lot, that means they want you to read it and gather something from it. Stephanie says, but families are coming on talking about their loved ones being captured and killed. Why would families do that? People do that. People are pouring their hearts out and crying for their families. This is happening. This is not a sham. People are being babies, are being killed. You could see families running with their children in their arms. Who do you think they are running from? Stephanie, I'm not saying that some of that ain't happening. But how do you know that's the only people doing it? How do you know that? And a lot of these people that I've seen on TV talking about their families being taken and captured, they're not there. They don't know who took who. And I'm asking this question because I think it's a legitimate question to ask. I've seen kind of, video of what looks like horrible, tragic situations in Israel. How many of us have seen video of what's going on during this conflict, of what's happening in Palestine? How many of us are hearing stories from Palestinians? Like, how do you know the same thing ain't happening to Palestinians, but the media over here not gonna cover that? Maybe not. Maybe they are. Maybe people are seeing it and it's just me. I'm not seeing it. Stephanie says, I'm not picking a group. I'm talking about all who are killing. I mean, that was kind of the point that I was making, is that, I mean, it's a war. In a war, you typically got two sides. And they typically, both sides is killing somebody. Tiffany says, I feel more bad for the Palestinians. They deserve to fight for their freedom. Daryl says, I see a video of a Palestinian father holding his dead baby girl in his arms, crying due to Israel bombing. And then DeAndre says the ratio is 50 Jewish stories to one Palestinian story. And that's why I say, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for everybody. I want to see all of this stuff in. All right. So that's that. That's that. Again, 513-717 King. 513-717-5464. And I'll be honest, I don't understand how what I'm saying to anyone is controversial. I know to some it probably is. How dare he not support the Jews? But as I told y'all in a story where you know some detail and then you see it play out to a larger audience and you're like, no, y'all forgot about this. No, y'all forgot about that. Hold on. That's not entirely true. Hold on. That's not the way that went down. That's not why that situation happened. She didn't try to run away. That's not how she ended up getting dragged out of court. What are you talking about? You don't know. No, that's wrong. I'm same here. I can't take the second, third, and fourth party narrative and just accept it to be factual. I can't do it. All right. What else? Of course, we still talking about selling the railroad. I do have to say this, and I like PG, because I got to talk about PG. I like Mayor Pureval. I got no beef with him. Every time I've met that man, he's been nice. He's been kind. He's been personable. Um, he's doing some slightly deceptive stuff, though, on that commercial. I don't know that it's necessarily all his fault. And I understand you're trying to get your thing passed. But if you watch that commercial, on that commercial, he says something of along the lines of, we're selling this rail station. And he's standing in front of this little rickety rail station. So, for people who don't know, it'll sound like, hey, we got this little rickety old, I believe he called it this old rail station. I don't, somebody tell me the exact verbiage that he uses. Hey, Cincinnati, we have an opportunity to sell this old rail station for $1.6 billion. And, we got $400 million of delayed projects. And if we sell this old rail station for $1.6 billion, then, we'll be able to fix some stuff. And I'm like, bruh, you're not selling some old rail station. You were selling somewhat 300 or so miles of railroad. Somebody who ain't paying attention, who don't know, like a lot of us, didn't know Cincinnati owned a rail line. Some of y'all knew because y'all in the know, like y'all be reading and stuff. But some of us didn't know till, some years ago. It's 300 something miles or 290 something miles? I think it's 300 and some odd miles. I don't remember the number. But you on there telling people, we selling this old rail station. And think about that. Some old lady sitting, watching, like, oh, honey, they're selling this old rickety rail station. They're going to get $1.6 billion. So, yeah, she voting, yeah, sell that old rickety rail station. Ain't nobody using it anyway. I think that's deceptive. I think the visual and the wording is deceptive. And y'all know I don't like that. I don't like that. I get it's part of the game. You want your stuff to pass, and if you gotta, kind of, slide it by some people, and they think it's nothing. You do what you got to do to get your stuff passed. I get that, but I don't like it. I don't like it. And I keep telling you, if you come to me, I don't care what it is. If you come to me and say, I want to buy whatever, or I want to sell you this car. I'm like, okay, tell me about the car. And you start lying about the car. And then I find out you was lying about the car. I might still want the car, but I'm not buying that car because you lied to me about the car. Now, I don't know what's wrong with the car. It ain't the same. It ain't the same, Emanuel. I know it's me doing it again. My bad. A car ain't the same as a railroad, Emanuel. My bad. Again, the point is, don't come at me deceptively and then expect me to roll with you once I find out you've been either lying or being deceptive along the way. We got an opportunity to sell this old rickety rail station or whatever terminology. Bro, you got an opportunity to sell 300 something miles of railway. Once you tell them that in the commercial, you tell them we getting 20 something million a year, and we'll probably, if we don't sell it, get almost 40 million a year. And here's what I want to know. And this is a question. I think it's a legitimate question. What guarantees do we have if this sale goes through? Meaning, like they keep presenting it, again, they're deceptive. And when people are deceptive, I think you have to ask them really simple questions to pin them down. Somebody gonna say, Emanuel, that's ridiculous. Emanuel, that's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous question. What guarantees do we have just about potholes, since y'all keep wanting to make this about fixing up the roads? Sale goes through. When can I confidently say that there won't be a pothole in Cincinnati? I know potholes come and then you got to fill them, but when can I confidently say you guys will have filled all the potholes, and then as they come up, it won't be 2-3 months for them to get filled. They'll get filled right away. Do we have a guarantee on that? Because I don't believe. Because I don't believe what they're saying. They're being deceptive. Plus, it just don't sound reasonable, even though this is the way they trying to play it. Like, you vote for this, and you won't have no more potholes in Cincinnati. We still gonna have potholes in Cincinnati, y'all. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. Do not believe there won't be any potholes. Here's what I think you can believe. Samuel says, hit the wrong one. Sale goes through 6 months later. Where's the money? I want to know, when can we expect all the potholes to be filled? Here's what I think is going to happen. Let's say the sale goes through. I think what's going to happen is same thing that's been happening. I think it was Nate who said, all right, let's say this sale doesn't go through. How is that good for black people? I think it's probably the same for black people if it goes through as if it doesn't. I think it's all going to end up the exact same. If you don't get some guarantees, I think it's all going to be the exact same. And even if you do get some guarantees, I don't think they're going to fulfill those guarantees. Well, why do you think that, Emanuel? Because it's the government and they've already been deceptive from the beginning. They've been deceptive from the beginning. And the dude who lied to me about the car says to me, and I'm going to give you a guarantee that if this car breaks down in the next 6 months, I'll fix it or I'll take it back and give you your money back. But with the city, what are you going to do if they don't? Sue? Make them? You can't. They can do whatever they want to do and just say, this is what we're going to do. Case in point, the way we fund our schools. So we're not supposed to fund them like that. The court said it's unconstitutional. We got to find another way. How long ago was that? And ain't nothing changed. They say, F y'all, we gonna do what we want to do. And what you gonna do? Sue us? Okay, we lost. It's unconstitutional. Now what? So I don't even trust, oh, we got some guarantees. Y'all started out deceptive. Well, Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney is working on a plan. And that's good. I'll trust Jan. I like Jan. Just for the record, I like Jan, Michelle, and McCurdy. I like both Jan and Eric. I like both of them. I went for a nice little walk with Jan, Michelle, and McCurney. I didn't go for a walk with Jan, Michelle, and McCurney. We were walking from one place to another place that was quite a ways away. And because we were walking, I walked with Jan, and we talked along this relatively long walk. And I've always liked Jan, or Mrs. Lemon Kearney. I feel like I don't know her well enough to just be like, oh, what's up, Jan? You know, Council Vice Mayor Lemon Kearney. But, okay, she put together this plan. And let's say this plan is absolutely amazing. Solves everybody's issues. Who's to say that they gonna actually do what the plan say do? I was supposed to look that up. I was supposed to look up, there was a tax that had a sunset clause. And then when the sunset clause came up, they said, we're not gonna do that. It was in the law, in the tax. It ends here. This was here in either Cincinnati or Hamilton County. There was a sunset clause. There was a tax that was supposed to end. And when it came time to end, they said, no, we're not going to end it because we can still use that money. And what that said to me is, these people just do what the F they want to do. They don't care. And what you going to do? You going to sue me? See, that don't work. An individual. Look, if I get you, I sell you a subscription to a service. And then I say to you, I'm sorry, it's another analogy. It's not the same, Emanuel. It's a subscription versus a tax. I sell you a subscription to a service and I tell you it ends in a year. You're going to pay me $9.95 for 12 months. After 12 months, you don't pay me $9.95 no more. Then month number 12, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to still take that $9.95 out of your account, off of your credit card. I'm going to still charge you $9.95. And you're like, no, that's not what I signed up for. It's written in my contract. And I'm like, oh, well, sue me. See, the difference is you can actually sue me. You can stop payment. You got a lot of different things that you can do to get me to not get your $9.95. When it's the government, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? They said it's supposed to sunset, but we not gonna do that. That was the whole conversation. Supposed to sunset. We supposed to stop taking this out of your taxes, but we gonna keep taking it. What you gonna do? Not pay? Oh, you didn't pay your taxes. Delinquent. You delinquent on your taxes. Uh-oh. Now you can lose your home because they didn't do what they were supposed to do that was written in the law. You don't have any recourse. I think I'm like Reverend Lynch in that. I think I'm a hard no on this. Because to me, again, if they don't sell it, everything stay the same. Everything that people keep, well, if they don't sell it, then I think, oh, they're going to really hit the black community. I think I heard Lincoln saying that. If they don't sell it, oh, they're going to really punish the black community. If this go down, oh, they're going to punish, their taxes going to go up and blah, blah, blah. Okay, are you guaranteeing me that if this does pass, taxes won't go up? Of course not. Of course I'm not guaranteeing that. Are you guaranteeing me that if this does pass, I won't be hitting potholes 8 months from now? All the potholes will be filled? Well, no. No, I can't guarantee you that. What are you guaranteeing me? What are you guaranteeing me? Nate says, using this logic, you would never support anything that the government proposes. I very rarely support anything that the government proposes. But I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's true. I think if they just flat out come out and say, here is the deal, and here are the details, as opposed to attempting to be deceptive from the beginning, then I might trust them. But they've been deceptive from the beginning. Nate says, no one has ever said every street will be paved with gold. I never said anything about gold. Or every pothole filled by a certain date. So what's going to be the difference? The guarantee is that the city will get 1.6 billion. Okay, so what's going to be the difference? What am I guaranteed to be different if this passes? That's all I'm asking. That's a simple question. What am I guaranteed that is going to be different if this passes? For the regulars, I'm not even talking about for the black community. I'm just talking about in general. What am I guaranteed by the city that is going to be different for the regular citizen? Because putting 1.6 billion in a trust don't do nothing for me. That all that means is that we don't have that particular asset. So really, to me, it looked like what it's going to all be the same. No difference. The only difference is the city sold an asset that it owned, and they're sitting on 1.6 billion. Not that that money is going to be used for the citizens. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen. Here's what I can guarantee. And I guarantee you this, and I give you your money back if I'm wrong. I guarantee projects are going to happen and the black community will be shut out. I guarantee 3CDC going to get some of this money in some way, shape, or form. Or they're going to come up with some new organization that just focuses on infrastructure, but it's not really a part of the city. It's a private organization that focuses on spending the city's money on infrastructure projects, headed by a white guy, maybe a white woman. I mean, really, if there are no guarantees that anything is going to change, why vote yes? If there's no guarantees that anything is going to be done with the money, why vote yes? And again, keep in mind, Nate, that they started off deceptive. And they're still being deceptive. And I'm not making that up. No, Nate, that is not a guarantee. He says the guarantee is that the city will end up with more money from the 1.6 billion than they get now, or that they can get from a lease. That's not necessarily true. Remember that lady who was on, oh, what was her name? It began with an A. I know it wasn't Agatha. I asked her that question specifically. What guarantees do we have? And she says the only thing that we're guaranteed if this goes through, the only guarantee that we have is that we'll still get the same $25 million a year. She said it. She didn't say more. She said the only guarantee that we, Ashley, thank you. The only guarantee that we have is that we'll still get the same 25 million. That's what's guaranteed. That's what your girl said. I didn't make that up. I asked the question. I asked the question because I knew eventually I would want to know what the guarantees were. Now, your girl said that there's no guarantee that we'll get more money than we get now. Now you're saying that it's guaranteed that we'll get more money than we're getting now. Who's not telling the truth? Because those two things don't go together. Y'all both on the same side of the issue. She says we won't, there's no guarantee that we'll get more. You say there is a guarantee that we'll get more. Who's telling the truth? I specifically asked that question, and I remember her answer. I remember. So who's not telling the truth? Somebody's not telling the truth. Nate says, no one's been deceptive. That commercial with Avtab was very deceptive. He got you thinking they selling a little shack at a railroad station. Nate says, he won't call. I don't know why. Says, this is a game y'all playing. Who is y'all? They give you the facts. What facts? You don't like the facts, so you say they need to be a more specific promise. No, I asked a specific question. She gave a specific answer. And you're saying that the answer that she gave is not true. You just said that. They try to give you specifics, then you say they're lying. So if they ain't lying, then you lying. Somebody lying. You my brother. I don't believe you would lie to me. I don't believe it. No part of me believes that. It's a no-win for people who had their minds made up before the question was asked. Okay, well, let's just talk about this simple fact here. Simple fact. One fact. I asked Ashley what the guarantee was with regard to money. Ashley said the only guarantee is that we'll get the same amount of money that we're getting now for the lease. I'm not making that up. That's what she said. 25 million, I believe, was her number. She said that's the guarantee. Now there's a chance we could get more. But the guarantee was we get the same. She said that. Now Tina's saying her name was Amy. I think it was Ashley, Tina. I think it was Ashley. Okay, hold on. Here we go. We might have an answer. Me and Ashley have both told the truth. The state law says the city will get at least 25 million. Okay. The simple math says the city will get at least 75 million. Both statements are true. Hold on. One was a guarantee. The other is not. You just said, let me see if I can go back, because now you're saying the math says the city will get at least. That's not a guarantee. The law says, this is the part that's guaranteed, the city will get at least 25 million. You said, hold on, let me see, scroll through, see if I can go back and find your comments. Because, see, that's that deceptive stuff I'm talking about. You said the guarantee. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm reading what you typed. The guarantee is that the city will end up with more money from the 1.6 billion that they now or that they can get from a lease. So you say the guarantee is more, but you just typed. The law says at least 25 million. That's the guarantee. I know you understand English. You know, a guarantee is different than the possibility. So the guarantee is the 25. But when you tell, well, you guaranteed to get more, that's not true. Don't say things that aren't true to try to sell me something. Just say what's true. Then you can expand like you did here. Basically, you said you guaranteed 25 million, but there's a good chance that you get more. I can roll with that, but that ain't what you said earlier. You said you guaranteed more. That's just not true. And when you're dealing with people who are skeptical, you can't guarantee something that's not guaranteed. And there's no guarantee the city will get the $25 million lease payment. What if Norfolk Southern goes bankrupt? Then the city gets nothing. This game never ends. There are no absolute guarantees in life. I didn't promise a guarantee. I didn't promise a guarantee. That side promised a guarantee. And you can't promise a guarantee and then get mad because people expect what you guaranteed them. Come on. Let me help the other side out. Don't guarantee what is not guaranteed. Say stuff like, if you look at the math, it looks like we could get more. But the minimum that we'll get is 25 million. But there's a really good chance that we'll get more. Don't guarantee more. Because I'm already skeptical. And when you add a lie on top of my skepticism, or I'm sorry, maybe you'll say, it's not a lie. It's what's the word I'm looking for? There's a particular word that I'm looking for. I can't think of what the word is. I don't know why it's slipping. I had coronavirus. What is? I can't think of the word. When you exaggerate a thing. Don't exaggerate when I'm already skeptical. Just tell the truth. The truth might not seem as rosy. It's harder to sell the truth. Harder to sell the truth. Now, if I guarantee you 75 million, you're only getting 25, but I guarantee you 75. You guarantee me 75. Well, the math say probably 75. That's not a guarantee. Don't be deceptive to people who are already skeptical of what you're trying to sell them. You got to be hardcore on the facts. I did promise a guarantee. But what I guaranteed was if this passes, 3CDC or, well, I guarantee the 3CDC gonna find a way to get some of this money. If they don't, come up with another 3CDC type entity. So nobody on your side has said voting no will result in a guaranteed annual lease payment of 25 million. They may have. I'm not everybody on my side. I'm talking about what I said. And now if we want to step outside of the realm of guarantees, the idea, because this is what we float now. Well, if this don't pass, then maybe Norfolk Southern is going out of business. Maybe the company that's been leasing the railroad for the past 200 years is just going to go out of business, and then it ain't going to be nothing. And then what? Norfolk's, that's the scare tactic. It's Norfolk Southern is going to go out of business. If we vote no, Norfolk Southern is going out of business. That's the scare tactic, really. That's what we going with. Come on. Come on. Just have a real conversation about it. Just have a real conversation. What are the chances that Norfolk Southern is going out of business in the next 25 years? What are the chances? People just going to stop using rail. Norfolk Southern is going to be held accountable for their environmental catastrophes, and they just going to go out of business. What are the chances? What are the chances? They've been rolling for 200 years. I might be exaggerating the 200 years. I don't know exactly when they were established. But since the 1800s, and they just going to go out of business. They're going to go out of business. Come on. Just talk about it and then just be honest with people. It's going to be a hard sell now because there's been so much misinformation and deception. The point is you're calling other people liars and saying they've been deceptive, but you can't stand by your guarantees. I can stand by my guarantee. And I will give you your money back if my guarantee is wrong. Because that's the guarantee I'm making. All this other stuff you saying I guaranteed, I didn't guarantee. Now, if other people guaranteed stuff, take that up with them. People shouldn't be guaranteeing stuff that they can't guarantee except me, because I can guarantee what I guaranteed. Oh, and I don't have my facts straight. Norfolk Southern hasn't been in business since the 1800s. Well, it might not have operated under that name. But if Norfolk Southern hasn't been in business since the 1800s, then that's another piece of misinformation that we were given. Because Ashley said, I'll just tell you what Ashley said. Ashley said that we have leased that railroad to the same company since the 1800s. We've only had one person that we've ever leased it to, and it was the company that currently leases it. Ashley said that. I didn't make it up. Ashley said it. So are you saying that Ashley was lying? Why you keep trying to make Ashley a liar? She wouldn't come to us and tell us a lie. But Ashley said that. Was anybody else listening to Ashley? When I asked those questions, I asked specific questions. And these were the answers that Ashley gave. So now you're telling me Ashley deceived me about how long the company has been in business? Because that's what Ashley said. That's what she said. I don't make this stuff up. Ashley said it. The railway, which runs from Cincinnati to Chattanooga, Tennessee, stretches 336 miles through Kentucky and Tennessee and has been owned by Cincinnati for more than 140 years. Ashley got you in your feelings. No, he keeps telling me, my own brother keeps telling me that Ashley told, see, we wouldn't be having this debate, but he has said to me, Ashley told the truth. I was 100% down with the idea that Ashley may have had some facts wrong, may have misunderstood some things, all that kind of stuff. I was 100% with that. But he said, my own brother said to me, Ashley told the truth. Everything she said is factual. He said that to me. So you can't come to me and say I got my information wrong when my information came from Ashley, who you say told the truth. I'm not lying. That would mean Ashley was lying. And you already told me Ashley didn't lie. So you can't have it both ways. Did Ashley get some information wrong? Because initially you told me she didn't. You can't blame Ashley or anyone else for your misinformation. Ashley told me. Ashley told me. I'm giving Ashley's information because you said she told the truth. You see my frustration? Y'all see my frustration? My own brother. My own brother. My own brother. You can't have it both ways. Ashley said the railroad was rented to this company in the 1800s. I say the railroad was leased to this company in the 1800s. I say the railroad was leased to this company in the 1800s. Those are both the exact same statement. You can't say to me, well, Ashley was telling the truth, but you telling a lie. We said the exact same thing. Does it become the truth because it came out of her mouth? And the same words out of my mouth. It's not a rose by any other name, still smell as sweet. Nate, 1883 is still the 1800s. Hold on, let me go back. Can I suggest you stop typing stuff? You said, and you don't have your facts straight. Norfolk Southern hasn't been in business since the 1800s. Now, you know the 1800s is from what, 1800 to 1899. From 1800 to 1899 is the 1800s. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding on that one. Norfolk Southern hasn't been in business since the 1800s. And then we scroll down here and we see Norfolk Southern wasn't founded until 1883. That's the freaking 1800s. All right, I just had to know, when do you believe the 1800s stopped being the 1800s? 1850? 1862. I'm just the point is that Norfolk Southern. So let's gloss over the fact that you were wrong. The point is that Norfolk Southern wasn't in business when the Cincinnati Railway was completed, and CSR did not originally lease to a non-existent company. No one said that was the case. I said that Ashley said, because remember, I'm just quoting Ashley here. Ashley said that the railroad has only been leased to one person, one entity, and that was Norfolk Southern, and they started leasing it to them in the 1800s. Ashley said that. Now, is Ashley telling the truth? Or is Ashley not telling the truth? Because if Ashley's telling the truth, can you at least admit, okay, I was wrong. Norfolk Southern did exist in the 1800s. And maybe you're a little confused because there has been so much deception going on from the yes side. Okay, Black Russian chiming in. Norfolk Southern didn't exist until 1983 when Southern Railway and Norfolk and Western Railway merged to Norfolk Southern, which doesn't diminish the point because, of course, the point, that's why I kept saying the same entity. Because of all of these people merging, it was still the same entity from that leased it, that merged with other entities. So that doesn't diminish the point. And Ashley didn't say that. What didn't Ashley say? Ashley did say that. And since you want to hold everyone else accountable for every word they say and every fact they present, you should hold yourself accountable for misstatements you've shared on your podcast and other places. What misstatement did I give? And I'll say, see, I don't have a problem if I'm wrong saying, okay, I was wrong. What misstatement did I give? Tell me. And I'll say I was wrong if I was wrong. Other people won't, but I will. I got no problem. None. I feel like it's going to be difficult to do that, though, because I don't believe I gave any misinformation. Look, y'all have to understand. This is what you have to understand about me. I like good information. I like good information. Like, I try to be precise, with my wording and all of that kind of stuff. But, I'm not that smart. So sometimes I mess up words. And plus, I had coronavirus, so now I forget words, right? But if I call you and ask you a series of questions, trust me, I'm asking that series of questions for information's sake. And so if you tell me, I ask you the question and you answer the question, I'm going to hold you to what you said. And again, I was very specific about the questions. This is Ashley when Ashley was on the Lincoln Ware show. You just said Cincinnati Southern Railway was only leased to Norfolk Southern, then changed, and you said, oh, that's what Ashley said. No, what I said was the only entity. Actually, at one point I said person, but I changed because Norfolk Southern is not a person. I said the only entity that Cincinnati Railway has ever leased to is Norfolk Southern. Now, the entity may not, and maybe I was incorrect. I was incorrect in this. If it's the same entity that merged with other entities and the name changed, so maybe the name changed, but the entity is the same. The company is the same company that merged with other companies. At least that's what Ashley said. She said, I'm telling you, this is the truth. She said, this company since the 1800s has only been leased to one company. No other company has ever leased the railroad. And then she also added, and no other company has shown any interest in it. Y'all, I remember this stuff. I don't know why I remember this stuff. Okay, so you're saying, no, the entity and company aren't the same. Two companies merged together and became a new company, so Ashley lied. That's what you're saying. Because I'm just telling you what Ashley said. And you told me Ashley didn't lie. Ashley said that. One. Ashley said only one. And no other company has ever shown any interest. McConnell, no, that's not the point. Here is the point. And this is why I'm going through this the way that I am. Is because there's been misinformation given out. See, and that's the point. Even this conversation proves that there's been misinformation. Because if I can't tell you what one person said who was representing this entity who wants you to vote yes for this, if I say what they said, and then there are other people say, well, that's a lie, that should prove to you that there's been some deception somewhere. Ashley came to the Lincoln Ware Show to represent vote yes. And Ashley made some statements. Now, as I repeat those statements, I'm told that's a lie. I'm told that's a lie. But it's what Ashley told us. So either way you want to slice it, which is, of course, the point that I'm making. Either way you want to slice it. Okay, what I just said was a lie. Well, I just told you what Ashley said. So then she was lying. So then she was giving us misinformation. The point is, they've been giving misleading information and misinformation since the beginning. So how can I can't speak for nobody else, but they've been giving us misinformation and misleading information from the beginning. So how can I trust them no matter what they say moving forward? Look, they might do right by the people. You know, every once in a while, the city of Cincinnati does right, in particular by its black population. Like that time, the time when, hold on. Because I know Cincinnati goes above and beyond, in particular, for the black population. Like the time, I know somebody can come up with a time when they did. So I know that I'm going to just say I don't trust them. How about that? There you go. They did right by the apology. That's when they did right. The city did right by the black people. They apologized. But I don't trust them to do right. You can run that on some people, but not on me. The point is that you say other people are giving misinformation and they are lying, but you and people on your side are doing the same thing. Well, if I'm giving misinformation, I don't know what to tell you because the misinformation that I'm giving is information that I got from your side. So how do you blame me for giving misinformation when the information I'm giving you was information you gave me? How can you blame me for that? And again, it just goes to prove my point that there's been a lot of misinformation given. It just proves my point. We selling this little rail station. We can sell this rail station right here for $1.6 billion. You're not just selling the rail station right there. You're selling 300 something miles of railway. Let me guess. Halftime never actually said that in the commercial either. Oh. Look, if you put your bio up on your webpage, then and you put all that misinformation in there, and I start telling people what your bio on your webpage say, don't get mad at me. He giving out misinformation. That's what's on your webpage. That's what's on your webpage. Look at your webpage. Your webpage say you 62. Well, I'm not 62. Then why do it say it on your webpage? No, you said it because it's what your webpage says. Tell the truth all the way around. And then people can quote you all day and they'll be giving out good information because you gave out good information. You know he's 6'3", right? I'm not 6'3". Your webpage says you're 6'3". Why are you lying to the people? Your webpage say you 6'3". But I'm not 6'3". And why does your webpage? Don't be trying to confuse people. I'm not trying to confuse people. Why did you say you 6'3"? You trying to derail the conversation. I'm trying to find out why you lying. No, you lying. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. All right, y'all. I had to get out of here. I got to get out of here. All right, I'll read this last one. You want the Yes on 12 people to be absolutely 100% on point with their words and statements. You claim lies and misstatements are the basis of your opposition. I'm saying no one I know or nothing I've heard has lied. Okay. Except all of the lies that you pointed out today that your person apparently said. Because I've done nothing but say what she said. But the point is, I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all to do what's right And you know I don't trust you on stuff like this. You the same, yeah, I'm bringing it up. You're the same person who told me if we didn't vote for weed back when we had all of the only these, what was it, 7 or 10 people can grow weed in the whole state. And if we didn't vote for it then, we would never get another opportunity to legalize weed in the state of Ohio. I said, that's not true. That's not even reasonable. You know how long never is? And you said never. I said, that's not reasonable. It's just not true. It is true. We've legalized recreational marijuana and have the potential to, medical marijuana and have the potential to legalize recreational marijuana. But y'all side was telling people it would never come up again, which I knew was nonsense back then. Never is a long time. And that went down too because of all of that little misinformation. And of course, the monopolies. When are y'all going to learn? And this is really all I wish. Come to the people. Say to the people, this is what we want. Give the people all of the information, not some of the information, not the parts of the information that bolster your position. Give the people all of the information. When you're out making the case for your position, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. If someone asks you a question and the answer is not going to bolster your position, I would rather you not answer the question than to tell a lie or to give some misinformation or to give some deceptive information. And if you do that and your position is a good position, people might vote for it. People might vote for it. People will trust you. People will say, look, they gave us all this. Don't even like you'll be giving me information and I'll be like, but that don't even lend to your point. And you'll be like, exactly. Maybe that doesn't, me presenting that doesn't favorably impact my point, but I wanted to make sure I gave you all of the information because I believe even taking that information into account, you'll land on my side. I can respect that. I can respect that. And I can be like, you know what? These people really want us to know what's going on so we can make an informed decision, as opposed to these people trying to con us into making a decision that works out best for them. And then guess what? If you come to us, just people, I'm not even necessarily talking about black people, just people, but yes, specifically black people. If you come to us and you say, look, here's what we're considering. Here is, we have an offer on the table or, whatever. And you guys are all stakeholders. And so we want to come to you and get your take on it. We haven't even made a decision. We're leaning towards selling. But before we make a decision, we want your input. Tell us what you think. Ask us questions so that we can look at those questions and then we can, make an informed decision based on what all of the stakeholders want or need or their concerns are. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? And you don't have to go back saying, hey, I apologize for not coming to you. Hey, I apologize for not giving you that information. Hey, we apologize because that was, bad information. Well, we apologize. We misheld that piece of information. We apologize. You don't have to do all of that. We got all the information and you might hear all the feedback and all the feedback might be negative and you decide to roll with it anyway. But at least then you're fighting an uphill battle. You shouldn't do it if all the stakeholders are against it, but at least, people will know. That's how you do that. And when you do it any other way, It feel like you trying to take me, I guess no pun intended, like you trying to take me for a ride. I don't want to be taken for a ride. I can't trust you. And so if this is as great a deal as they're trying to make us believe it is, let me, for right now, let me say, for the sake of argument, this is the best deal ever. It's the best deal we ever gonna get. It's the best deal ever. Why didn't you present it right? Y'all remember that episode of The Cosby Show? Don't call it CK. Y'all remember that episode of The Cosby Show when Vanessa was engaged to the older dude? And Bill Cosby took him in the kitchen and he gave him an analogy. And he was talking about food and the way it was served. And he was asking dude, like, you like steak? And dude was like, yeah, I like steak. And you like, whatever, potatoes and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, I like this. And he said, yeah, I like all of that stuff. Yeah, that sounds like a great deal. He said, and then I take that dish and I put it on the trash can and then I give it to you. Do you still want it? It's your favorite meal. The best meal you ever had. The best meal you can imagine. But I take it and I put it on an old dirty trash can lid. And then I present it to you. I don't know if I want that. Matter of fact, I think I don't. If it's the best deal ever, stop presenting it to us on the trash can lid. Present it to us like it's the best deal ever and you're confident. Let us be confident in it too and feel good about it. That's what I'm saying. So even if it's the best deal ever, I still got to vote no. And guess what? Go back and rework the deal. So, oh no, they can't. They can't. You can't go back and rework the deal. Of course you can. Of course you can. But Norfolk Southern ain't gonna want to buy it after November, whatever. I know y'all just told me the date and I don't remember. Forgive me. They ain't gonna want to buy it no more. They still gonna want to buy it. But the lease ain't up to what, 2026? And even if they re-sign the lease, because guess what? What's happening right now is happening in an active lease. They can sell it. Go back. Talk to the people, find out what the people want, and then go back and say, all right, now we got it all together. It'll pass this time because we've talked to all the stakeholders. Let's do this deal. And then the people will vote yes. It doesn't work like that. Why would they buy it when they can lease it for the low? Why they want to buy it now when they can lease it for the low? Because they want to own it. Why would they want to buy it now when they can lease it for the low? Remember, they can trigger this 2026 and trigger it for that price that they've already agreed to, the low. So why would they want to buy it now? Because they want to own it. They don't want to have to lease it. It does work like that. It's working like that right now. Council has voted down selling the railways many times before. That is exactly how it works. You said all that stuff about going to the drawing board and renegotiating in 2015 with marijuana. Again, the New Deal is much worse. Actually, what y'all said was that it would never come up again, which I told y'all at that time was ridiculous to say. It was a ridiculous selling point. It was a ridiculous selling point, which is probably why it didn't pass, because there were people throwing out nonsense and misinformation, kind of like right now. What did I say in 2015? I said vote no against these monopolies, and there will be another opportunity to legalize marijuana in Ohio. That's what I said. And I was proven right. Now, whether it gets legalized or not, that's a whole different question. But I told you there would be another opportunity when y'all was saying there'll never be another opportunity, which was foolish. You didn't say a better deal. I'm fairly certain I didn't say a better deal, because my argument was against the idea that there would never be another opportunity, and just the ridiculousness of that. That's the kind of stuff that loses you elections. I'm going to say this and then I really do have to go. I'm going to say this and then I do have to go. Yeah, you didn't say it would be on the ballot next year. Absolutely not. Never did I say that. Never did I suggest that. I'm going to say this and then I got to go. And then I got to go. Because I'm actually late for something right now. Be honest with people. People don't like scare tactics. People see through scare tactics and it turns them off. The Norfolk Southern gonna go out of business, or the suggestion that they might go out of business after this if this doesn't pass. That's a scare tactic. It turns people off. Oh, they gonna raise all the black people taxes. It's a scare tactic and it turns people off. Oh, they ain't gonna fix no roads. They ain't gonna do no infrastructure and the city gonna fall apart. It's a scare tactics and it turns people off. People don't like scare tactics. Present people with the information. Let them make an informed decision. I said it before. Make me an expert on the railroad and then tell me how this is a great deal. Don't exclude me and don't try to scare me into it and don't deceive me. And you might win. Well, you might win the way y'all doing it too. We don't know until all the votes are tallied. So I guess we'll see. All right. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I got to get out of here. I am technically already late for something. As I always tell y'all, when you're out and about today, if you get out and about today, be the reason that somebody smiles. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.